The price of Bitcoin is almost ready for the breakout. We have been trading in this area for over 10 days right now, and it's just a matter of a few days or even hours that the breakout could happen, guys. Now, I'm going to be discussing the bearish case scenario, which has extreme low probabilities and will be explained in this video update. And then, of course, the bullish case scenarios that I do think have advantage to get that breakout and hit new all-time highs, guys. Now, we'll be discussing in this episode, okay, the massive bullish CVD divergence that we are forming, guys. This means that there are a lot of shorts entering the market in the last few days inside of this range. We are forming higher lows in this price action and lower lows throughout all of the exchanges. There are people shorting and there's massive absorption going on. When we do take a look at the liquidity, yes, we do have lots of liquidity below $116,000. So it's going to be a matter of, are we going to get the liquidity to the downside first or to the upside heading to all-time high? Because above 121K, there is still a lot of liquidity. So it's a matter of which liquidity is going to be fetched first. I know a lot of you people are looking at this CME futures gap, okay? It's inevitable. It's going to be hit. It's going to be filled. Well, with the structure that we do have developed on the price of Bitcoin, the bears are just losing day by day more probability. And I'm going to explain that right away. I am mainly in long positions throughout multiple exchanges. If you are interested in trading, guys, we do have this great promo on Phemex where there's up to $1,000 cashback, 20% cashback on your deposit, and also you can earn Solana as you trade. It is the 5th link down below in the description where you can get that $1,000 cashback, guys, 20% cashback on your initial deposit on Phemex. Now let's go right away through the bearish case scenario on Bitcoin, okay, which have the lowest probability. And I'm going to explain why right away on this video update. As you can see, the price is getting squeezed here into this triangle and we are looking for that breakout. Now, what would be one bearish case scenario? Well, this one right over here, where you have your impulsive move to the downside in your A wave. Now, I'm going to explain why this is mainly an A wave and not a wave one in the next couple of minutes. Now, we do have this range formation that could be your A wave, your B wave, and your C wave here, forming a running flat. Now, this B wave right over here just hit the 0.9 Fibonacci from the lows to the highs, which is giving you that minimum target for that possible flat scenario. In this case, it would be a running flat. Now, what we would want to see from this rejection is starting to form those impulsive moves to the downside. So literally, we have our wave 1 and 2. Maybe we'll form a flat here, then a 3, 4, and 5, and we're looking for the lows beneath 116K to be hit. Now, the main reason why there is low probability for this scenario is because of timing, guys. All of this to be a corrective move from this impulsive move to the downside is already being over 5 times longer from your wave A. Now, timing is important, but it's not an invalidation, okay? You want to see very symmetrical corrections, probably the 1-to-1 timing from your wave 1. Your 2-to-1, even a 3-to-1 is absolutely fine. But the moment that you extend 5 times, 6 times longer, then you decrease in probabilities, and we're probably looking for something else, which that means the bullish case scenarios that I will be explaining in the next coming minutes. Now, the other bearish case scenario is that we're forming a B wave inside of a triangle. So same scenario as the other one. You have your leading move to the downside, and then you have A, B, C, D, E. You form a triangle inside of your B wave, and then you get the leg down. Of course, a triangle is only available in a wave 4, in a wave B, in a wave X. It's not available for a wave 2. So a wave 2 here is not possible if this were to be a triangle, meaning that what we would be looking at is a larger ABC. But the timing is a problem here as well. You want to see a 1-to-1, 2-to-1, maybe 3-to-1 in timing from that leg down, all right, inside of your correction. Same scenario here. You are extending 6-7 times in length from your leading move to the downside, really decreasing the probability that what we're looking at here is some kind of a bearish case, right? we need to consider them because low probability doesn't mean impossible. It just means that the probabilities lean for the bullish side. So yes, without a doubt, I do see the bearish case that could happen. We just need to be ready. We do have that CME futures gap, which is leaning below 116K. Can it be filled? Can we reclaim the gap and reclaim the lows of this zone? And that is the moment that we can be extremely bullish once we get that liquidity grab beneath 116K. Possible, yes, but a lot of people are also wanting to get into the gap, fill the gap, and then get into long positions. And this is the kind of price action where a lot of people remain patient. They wait for the fill of the gap and they just miss out because at the end of the day, the price just breaks out here in the breakout of the resistance of the triangle, right? And then you're like, I was waiting for the gap fill. You know, I didn't manage to get into this position and you missed out. We're hitting all-time high potentially in the next couple of days. I do get that, okay? There are some bearish case scenarios as explained, but they have low probability. And eventually a 1-2, 1-2 just doesn't fit, okay? Because this correction after this leading move to the downside, potential leading move, just doesn't make any sense for an ABC flat here, okay? It's too long in timing and everything looks very, very corrective, which comes to the bullish case scenarios, which would be this one right over here. This one does look very attractive. Of course, there is still that possibility. I got it off the chart right now because, you know, I don't see it happening because if we would have got that movement down to sweep up 116K, preferably it would have happened throughout yesterday and part of today. But we are consolidating very, very nicely in this region, okay? So the ABC, the WXY scenario here would be literally forming that flat in your Y wave where you have your A wave, your B wave, and right now what you would want to see is that 5-wave structure to complete the ABC inside of your larger WXY, right? And we're looking for that flat. Still a scenario that is possible, but as we are consolidating and ranging and forming big bullish CVD divergence throughout all of the exchanges, Bybit, you name it, Binance, they're all forming very aggressive lower lows, which means that the highs here at above 121K are likely to be taken at some point in the very near future. So let's go with the bullish scenarios here that I do see very attractive. This is this WXY where we do form a triangle inside of your Y wave. This kind of pattern is very, very common, guys. We've seen it many times before throughout the previous months, okay? Looking at Elliott wave theory, it is just a sideways complex structure where you end up your Y wave in a triangle. Definitely possible. This could be developed throughout today and tomorrow, okay? And even Saturday, and then the breakout happens throughout Monday. It's just the continuation of the range, okay, entering to Friday and even Saturday and potentially throughout Sunday, we could see that breakout. So it's just really extending the correction a little bit longer. And that is totally fine. When we go with the general idea that we are still impulsive, we got our largest volume on the breakout of all-time high just a couple of weeks ago, okay? Largest amount of volume, big breakout, triangle sideways corrective move, which is very, very common to see inside of a fourth wave, right? So we're still very good in timing when we do compare the timing from your second wave 1 and 2, right? Which would be this one right over here in the blue. You got your wave 1 and 2. When we do compare the timing, okay, of the third wave that we were having that explosive move breaking above all-time high, we get the low of the second wave to the top of the third wave, and we're still inside of the range based on timing. This was a long time, okay, about a week or so to get the breakout. We've just been over a week right now. So yeah, we're just 1.618 times longer than that impulse. This could extend to the 2-to-1 easily or the 2.618. That is fine. There is still some time here to develop this corrective structure, okay? So what we're looking at here on the lower time frames based on the bullish case as explained is that WXY, okay, that could be forming that triangle. We could form a lower high here. We do have a daily level, which is at 120.1K. Could also get that resistance, form a lower high, and then we back down and we continue the range for another 24 hours, right? So just pay attention, okay, because this would be the range continuation overall in a bullish case, which we would still be looking for a higher low, also with the bullish CVD divergence in our favor, that there's been massive absorption here because there are people shorting in the last few days, as explained. Very aggressive lower lows, and we are forming higher lows on the price action. So it's something to be definitely, taken into consideration. This means that we form another lower high and we form another higher low. The most bullish case scenario is that we have finished the triangle. We've formed a three-wave structure, which has been a little bit shallow on your C wave in this case. We did claim the lows again. It is a three-wave structure. There is the potential that the low is in already. And this is the one that looks more exciting. When would this be confirmed? When will we have the confirmation that we will finally break out? Please let me know. Well, it's when we do hit 121K basically, right? 120.3K. Okay, this lower high, if it is hit, all of the bearish case scenarios disappear despite of a rejection. I would just be looking for that massive explosive move to hit all-time high because we're running out of bearish scenarios. Bearish scenarios are running out anyway because of the timing, and it doesn't look good for this for an ABC, but it's still possible. The moment you hit this lower high at 120.3K, it's just going to be looking extremely, extremely good. That's when I will be going heavy in the long positions, adding to my long positions from the ones that I have from the low of the range, okay, and just maximize that movement of $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 to get to all-time high, okay, despite of a correction happening or not, or breaking out. I will be ready to take action. And if you want to join, make sure to join the exclusive Telegram channel where I am saying what I'm doing with my Bitcoin trade positions. And I got my analyst as well, talking about the different scenarios. Join the Telegram community down below so we can get you into the exclusive trading channel in the Telegram, okay? It's the first link down below, legends. So following up here, confirmation, you take out this high, I am extremely bullish. I'm already bullish since we formed the range, okay? Just looking at mainly as range continuation and looking for the breakout. What we have been in doubt throughout the last few days is, can we sweep up the lows at 116K and get to 115K area, right? And then reclaim the level and then be confident in the longs. It's just been a very, very boring range throughout the last 10 days. And it's just a matter of being patient, guys. But the breakout, I can tell you, is days away, if not hours away, to get that massive move. These are the main scenarios that could happen for the price of Bitcoin, and the bearish ones have low probability based on timing. And we are just looking for that explosive breakout that could be hours away and maximum by Sunday evening, Monday, guys, which would be that extension of the triangle in that WXY, okay? Not much more to say on this update. I think it's very clear. We're just inside of the range. For the scalpers, this has been literally very, very nice. Just short the highs of the range and long the lows of the range. The best short position was mentioned a few days ago here on YouTube, which was literally taking out 120K and getting that rejection, guys. Nice little scalp day trade of $2,000 to the downside. It was the clearest setup. Now I'm looking for the price action to get the breakout. I will be ready if the price moves down, guys, and defensive, and I will have a plan ready. If you want more info on that, join the Telegram. And if you are interested in trading in other exchanges that do not require any personal information, just an email and a password, you got Bluffin, or you got Weeks, guys. Weeks with a 20% cashback, 25% fee reduction, which is the fourth link down below. Bluffin or Weeks are a great alternative from the other exchanges that do ask for personal information. Thank you very much, legends, for joining, and I will see you in the next one.